obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Frank, when you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Good afternoon and welcome to Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, the home of the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Laura Leonard, I'm Larry Morgan, and in just a moment we'll have the matchup between the 4th seed, the Dowling Catholic Maroons, and the 5th seed, the Davenport North Wildcats, right here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Well, Laura, it's a matchup of 4 and 5, and that's always usually what means a close ball game. What do you expect today?
Exactly that. I think we're going to see a game that's going to be maybe at times up and down. The tempo is going to be fast-paced, but I think you're going to see two teams that are going to get after one another defensively. And so this is a Dowling team that has been very hot as of late, though, and a couple of stars on that Davenport North team that they're going to have to contend with.
The Dowling Catholic, a team that uses defense as their backbone, and in their 16-game winning streak, no opponent has been better able to score than 50 points.
They are a team right around Christmas time. They kind of looked at the stats and they decided, okay, where are we defensively? They were near the bottom of all 5A teams in the defensive statistic category, and they thought, okay, this is time for us to make a change. And they really have, and they've gone on this big winning streak.
On the other hand, the Wildcats from Davenport North average over 65 points a game. They really rely on their offense.
They do, and they're a team, they don't go very deep, so you're going to see a lot of the same players out there logging a lot of minutes, but they have an offense that is up-tempo, and they can score in bunches.
Well, it should be a most interesting matchup between number 4 and number 5, the winner to take on the top seed, Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley coming up with an earlier win a moment ago, 43-28 over Valley, led by Hallie Weiss with her 18 points. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into today's game with our Seeds for Success presented by Kruger Seeds. Plus, we'll have your starting lineups as we get set for tip-off. You're watching the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
It's Dowling Catholic and Davenport North in the final 5A quarterfinal game of the Girls State Tournament. Laura, let's take a look at our seeds for success.
Well, for Dowling Catholic, what they need to have is get some good help side defense. You're going to have to see some rotations and communication to try to slow down the dribble drive and the kick out. And then they are going to want to get to the free throw line. They're a team that is going to put the ball on the floor and want to get to the line and get some of their points from the charity stripe. And then for Davenport North, they need to manage their foul situation. I mentioned it earlier that they don't have much depth. They can't afford to get into foul trouble. We saw that happen earlier in one of the games that we did with Waterloo West, got into a little bit of foul trouble, and then they need to defend the dribble drive.
Today's Seeds for Success were brought to you by Kruger Seeds. The next time you're in need of corn or soybean seed, give your local Kruger Seeds dealer a call. Kruger Seeds, first-class seed, first-name service. Learn more at KrugerSeed.com. So the team's warming up as they get set for this one. Davenport North, 21-2. Their only losses to Pleasant Valley, and they love another shot at them, but to do that, they have to get past the Maroons.
Well, this one's going to be a tough one for them. They can't look past Dowling Catholic right now. As I had mentioned, they're playing at a very good pace. They've got a lot of confidence. They've reeled off a bunch of wins, and so they cannot look past them just to get their shot at PV.
And Dowling Catholic handed Johnston their only loss this season.
Yeah, and so that, they're on a little bit of a collision course to see if maybe they could meet up in the championship game.
We'll take our final break before tip-off, and when we come back, we'll have your team introductions and the starting lineups for this tournament matchup. You're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Let's go to the PA for the introduction of the players.
Fans, tradition is an important part of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's storied history. Because our past is an integral part of what we do today, we ask that everyone in attendance please join in a round of applause to show our appreciation to all the women who have participated in high school athletics in Iowa. Once an Iowa girl, always an Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Davenport North High School and Dowling Catholic High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Abby Schmidt, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school's scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Davenport North, Randy Dodson. And from Dowling Catholic, Andrew Cabin. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's quarterfinal matchup. First, the non-starters and assistant coaches for Davenport North. Number 2, Eliza Ramos. Number 10, Gabby Leibold. Number 11, Maya Arnold. Number 20, Raylan LaCourse. Number 23, Demia Clark. Number 24, Sierra McMath. The assistant coaches for the Wildcats, Adam Creighton, David Gamble, and Katie Hatcher. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Dowling Catholic. Number 3, Leah Brow. Number 11, Marin Heller. Number 31, Emma Hazel. Number 33, Macy Harnden. And number 43, Ellie Muller. Assistant coaches for Dowling Catholic, Joel Danner, Audrey Faber, Lisa Smith, Jonathan Vandera, and Logan Greiner. Now it's time to meet the starters for Davenport North. Correction for both teams in alternating fashion. For the Wildcats, number 1, Divine Burridge. For Dowling Catholic, number 5, Ellie Olson. For the Wildcats, number 3, Mariah Thompson. For Dowling Catholic, number 13, Ava Zedeker. For Davenport North, number 5, Journey Houston. For Dowling Catholic, number 15, Layla Tritton. For Davenport North, number 13, Kyra Taylor. For Dowling Catholic, number 21, Julia Moore. For the Wildcats, number 15, Olivia McCorkle. And for Dowling Catholic, number 25, Lauren Frericks. Head coach for Davenport North is Paul Rucker. Head coach for Dowling Catholic is Kristen Meyer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in front of the scorer's table for the introduction of our officials for today's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Tim Osterhaus, Bryant Abel, and Benjamin Applegate. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament basketball.
And before we begin today's game, we'd like to once again thank Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for their support. The Iowa Farm Bureau has an office located in each county across Iowa, and we'd like to thank the offices listed on your screen for their support of the two teams playing in our game today. Thank you, Iowa Farm Bureau, for supporting the IGHSAU and the Iowa Girls. The Maroons are in white. The Wildcats are in blue. We are set for action in this last of the 5A quarterfinals, and it's the Maroons who have the ball first and trying to take it inside on the first play for Dowling Catholic is Julia Moore.
Had the opportunity to attack right away off of the jump ball, but the unforced turnover.
Two outstanding sophomores in the lineup for Davenport North. One of them is right there, Divine Burridge. She averages 14 points a game, and the other is Journey Houston. She averages 19 points a game. So the Wildcats, who've not been to the state tournament since 2016, look like they may be here for the next several years as the shot from Kara Taylor knocked down from the baseline.
Well, they're young and they're building, and they've got a really nice nucleus to build around. And you're right, they have not been here hardly at all. And they make a trip here, and they're probably going to be around for a long time.
The penetration by Moore, but she can't finish, and the offensive rebound is grabbed by Tritton. Driving the lane is Ava Zedeker, the leading scorer for Dowling Catholic, and she draws a foul.
And that's what they're going to have to contend with Zedeker, and she is a player that can do a lot of different things. She can score in multiple ways. She can score from the outside. She can put it on the floor, as you just saw, and get inside and get to the free throw line.
You know, we talked about the talented sophomores for the Wildcats. Ava is also a sophomore.
Well, you look at both of these lineups, and you don't see a whole lot of seniors on either roster.
Zedeker, an 86% free throw shooter, misfires on both. 1 minute gone in the game, and by the way, that three by Taylor was just her third this season, so a good start for the Wildcats from that standpoint. Here's Burridge giving up her dribble for Thompson. Thompson picked up defensively by Tritton. And the drive to the basket converts for two for Kira Taylor, off to a big start, the first 5 points for Davenport North.
She's a player that they talk about, that Coach Rucker said she is vital to their success, and she has gotten off to a hot start.
Tritton falls down, loses the ball. Burridge picks it up, gets it baseline to Houston, and Houston puts it in. And it's a very quick start for the Wildcats.
Doing it in a combination of ways. Defensively, they get the steal and convert that to points. Get a couple of shots from the outside. And they have built a little bit of a lead.
McCorkle with the foul out on the floor. The Maroons will play it almost 2 minutes deep into the first quarter. Overall, Dowling Catholic 19-4, 13-3 in the CIML. But again, they have won 16 in a row, not losing since December the 13th when they fell to Southeast Polk by 3. Zedeker trying to break down the defensive Thompson. Goes in deep and scores.
Well, early on, we talked about one of the seeds for success was managing that foul situation, and Davenport North has gotten themselves into a little bit of foul trouble early on.
Olsen looking to complete the three-point play, and again, we talk about a talented sophomore class. She, too, is only a sophomore and does not get the bounce on the free throw. Zediker with a nice feed inside to get Olsen the first basket for the Maroons. On the point is Olivia McCorkle. From the free throw line, Burridge fires. The rebound grabbed by Olsen. And she gets fouled by McCorkle. And McCorkle's got her second early foul for Davenport North.
And we had said there's not a whole lot of options. They don't go to the bench very often, and they are going to have to early in this ball game.
Neither team plays with a lot of players, basically 7-player rotations for both.
Yeah, not, I don't want to say limited options, but those are the players that have played the most minutes, and they know their roles and what they need to do when they get into a ball game.
Zediker giving it up for Julia Moore. Moore, outstanding soccer player, going to play at Washington University next season. Zediker against the defense of Divine Burridge.
That's going to be a fun matchup to watch. That's quick on quick.
Frericks gives it up for Tritton. Tritton tries to find Zediker in the corner, but the pass is picked off by Thompson. The skip pass into the lane. The shot won't go by Demia Clark, just coming in off the bench when McCorkle got her second early foul. Here's Zediker driving in a circle, not being able to finish, and the rebound comes to Burridge. Burridge, a sophomore at 6 foot, extremely quick and athletic. She averages 8 rebounds a game, which is tops for the Wildcats, and they're off to a quick start at 7-2. Shot won't go that time by Thompson.
Well, with really only 7-player rotation, this game is being played at a pace that when we get into that third and fourth quarter, I think you're going to see some tired legs out there.
Of course, this is the first year of the shot clock in the state tournament, but doesn't look like either teams are going to have to worry about that much.
I don't think that there's going to be any of these possessions that are going to get close to running that 30-second shot clock down.
And the first 50-50 ball of the afternoon goes to Dowling Catholic, and a nice job by Zediker to take it away from Houston. Here's Frericks looking to break down the defense. Now Moore. Zediker for 3. The rebound grabbed by Taylor. Taylor averaging 8 points a ball game for Davenport North. A bit of a slowdown in the scoring after a quick start. The shot by Houston, but she travels. Turnover gives the ball back to the Maroons. They will make a couple of changes as Marin Heller and Ellie Muller come into the lineup for Dowling Catholic. Substitutions in today's match being brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Muller brings good size for Dowling Catholic at 6'1", only a freshman.
Still early on in the season, adjusting to the speed and the physicality of the game, but as the season has worn on, she is feeling much more comfortable when she comes in off the bench.
Heller brings it back outside. It's Frericks. She can't get free. Moore kicks it off in the corner. And nothing going there, so Heller will bring it out. Shot clock down to 3, just as we talk about a shot clock not being a factor becomes a factor, Laura.
Yeah, it seems like you say it and then all of a sudden it happens. And that was a good defensive set by North, but they gave up the offensive rebound.
Heller trying to break down the defense of McCorkle from the corner. The shot won't go by Frericks. An offensive rebound, though, grabbed by Moore. Zediker trying to get around. O'Connor gets it inside on a nice feed and a basket for Ellie Muller.
That's what Zediker brings. She does so many different things. She has great court vision. They're causing a turnover.
So Dowling Catholic gave up the first 7 points in the ball game. And now they have an opportunity to cut the margin, which is currently at 3, as they have scored the next 4 after the Wildcats scored the first 7. Zediker averaging 19 points a ball game, hits almost half of her shots from the floor and 43% behind the three-point line. Got 19 points in the regional final victory over Iowa City West, 59-37. Go ahead.
She is a player that, she scores when her team needs her to score, but if she's being bottled up, she knows how to distribute as well.
I was just going to point out she leads them in assists as well. Very young team for Dowling Catholic. There's Maya Arnold on the dribble for Davenport North. Now Mariah Thompson will try to penetrate. She'll put it up and miss the shot. And the rebound grab by Dowling. Burdick's got her hand on it first, and then Heller picked it up. Zediker trying to go around Burgess, gets all the way to the baseline and scores. Zediker fouled with the late effort by Clark.
When she's able to get in and amongst the defense down in the paint, she has that nice step around move, leans in, gets the contact, and able to finish.
Britton back in, replacing Moore. Substitutions today brought to you by IMT Insurance. Zediker with a couple of free throws in 4 tries. Looks for her 5th point of the day and gets it. So Dowling Catholic down early 7-0, rallies and takes the lead. Arnold hands it off for Houston. Deflection by Zediker, steal by Zediker. Zediker shovels it in the corner for Heller. Now Zediker once again trying to get past Taylor. Gets into the lane, nothing going. Marines using some patience. The ball batted away and stolen by Davenport North. Up the court comes Taylor. Dishes for Houston. And Houston has a block from behind by Muller. And a foul is called.
Well, that's Muller on the inside with the block. Was on the varsity volleyball team. And you see a lot of volleyball players that come in and play basketball. They have that great timing and that great jumping ability to be able to block shots.
Muller with their 56th block of the season. There's Taylor working inside, trying to get around Muller. Muller with another block. 2 in a row for Ellie Muller.
Good timing, didn't get any contact, went straight up and down, remained vertical.
Zediker drives towards the lane, nothing going there, so she shovels it off for Heller. Heller drives baseline, and a nice dish for Muller. So Muller, 2 blocks and 2 baskets here in the first quarter coming off the bench.
Coming in and providing that spark and has really helped rally the Maroons since they got down early in this first quarter.
Clock winding down on the first quarter, out of bounds off Dowling Catholic. Davenport North to play it. Paul Rucker, their coach, in his 4th year, 61 wins, 19 losses. Arnold with the inbounds pass. Journey Houston gives it up for Thompson. Thompson drives the lane and she gets fouled. Heller gets the foul. That'll be her first. And just the second foul called early against the Maroons. And to the free throw line goes Mariah Thompson, a senior who's a good free throw shooter in limited opportunities. 13 of 15 from the line coming in. She's a player who loves to hit the 3-shot. And they've really encouraged her to drive more, to get a little more physical and get into the lane.
You want to be able to have both of those skills. You don't want to rely on just one skill throughout your entire career. And if she has the ability, which she does, we just saw her do that, have a little variety in your game. It makes you very dangerous when you have multiple ways that you can score.
Final seconds of the quarter. Heller puts up the shot and scores. 3-quarter court heave won't go by Thompson, and the first quarter is ended with Dowling Catholic down early 7-0, now taking the lead at the end of a quarter at 13-9. We'll be right back with more basketball. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, When you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
North scores the first 7 points of the game. Then the Maroons go on a 13-2 run as we start the second quarter.
It seemed like they just kind of settled in and got going after those quick turnovers.
Calling for the ball inside is Olson. Pitches it back outside to Moore. Zediker being chased on the defense by Demia Clark, who had to come into the lineup early for the Wildcats because of early foul problems. Maroons being patient. Nothing going inside, so outside the three-point shot taken by Layla Frericks. And a foul called on the Wildcats as we remind you that Central College would like to remind you that they have you covered as far as career building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships, it's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Here's the drive by Journey Houston, and the left-hander can't score it. And Zediker quickly up the floor for the Maroons.
There's that help side defense of the Maroons. It came over. Nice crossover dribble by Houston.
Moore gets it inside to Frericks. Back to Julia Moore. Her three-point shot is short. The offensive rebound runs off of the hands of Thompson, picked up by Zediker, who buries the three and gets fouled.
That's a big foul, and that's kind of a mental mistake. I know you want to go up and you want to block that shot. You have to try to go up, straight up, vertically, to block that shot, not into the shooter. And after she lets fly, Burridge goes flying in to Zediker.
So for Burridge, that will be her third foul. So Divine Burridge, who averages 14 points and 8 rebounds a game for the Wildcats, in very early foul difficulty.
Yeah, and that's something that they certainly wanted to avoid, and now they're going to have to go probably the whole second quarter without her.
And Zediker completes the 4-point play. And there's a scramble for the basketball, and this foul will go once again against Davenport North.
McCorkle, I think. And again, just a quick hands defensively. Maroons are kind of picking it up a notch, putting it into a different gear and getting a little bit more physical on the defensive side of things.
So McCorkle has her second foul. And again, Burridge already with 3, so foul difficulties for a not very deep Wildcat squad. Julia Moore, a returning starter, been on the varsity 4 years at Dowling Catholic. And though she averages 8.5 points a ball game, they really rely on her for defense.
Yeah, they say that she's the heart and soul of this team, and one that they look to kind of lead and get them going. And when they need to rally, they look to her, and she's done a good job her entire career.
Dowling run now a 17-2 run as North tries to get something going after a very quick start. Here's Thompson to the outside, being guarded by the much taller Tritton. On the come around, it's Journey Houston. This is Arnold. Again, solid defense by the Maroons. That's where they hang their hat, and that's what they're playing today. Against the double team, Thompson scoops and scores.
Boy, she wouldn't give up on that dribble, and she just worked and worked. Even though the double team came, she was able to pivot out of it and scoop it up. Looks in and up and under.
And she will get a chance at a three-point play. And the offensive rebound grabbed by McCorkle. Here's Thompson getting the ball inside, and the shot won't go by Arnold. Maybe he didn't realize quite how open she was.
Yeah, she was wide open and really didn't have a great angle. Maybe could have taken a power dribble and straightened up those shoulders.
Lob goes inside for Muller, and she gets blocked by Houston. Muller's blocked a couple of shots herself, and Houston comes up with the block there.
Good defensive rotation as Houston comes over because they had a wide open look at it.
This is Journey Houston, really good sophomore. Houston calls for it in the paint. She puts up the hook shot that rolls off, and the ball goes out of bounds off Zedeker, and it will be Davenport North to play it. 5:35 left to go in the first half. Davenport North with a 6-point deficit as they inbound. Looking to trigger is Maya Arnold. Gets it to Houston, who falls down and loses the basketball to Zedeker. Zedeker comes down. On her right, she sees a streaking Moore. Moore actually peels back outside to take the shot. Moore will try it again, maybe. Nope, she's going to give up the ball this time on the pass. And the ball's back at the top of the circle for the point guard, Zedeker. Zedeker tries to get a pass inside, looking for Muller, but the pass was knocked down. And here comes Davenport North on the drive. It's Clark for three. It won't go. And again, it's one and done. It's a Dowling Catholic rebound for Julia Moore.
Davenport North didn't go to the boards on that. They just let the Maroons have that rebound.
Zedeker for three. And a timeout will be taken by Davenport North. Paul Rucker has seen his team really come undone after that quick 7-0 start. So we have a timeout on the court. Back with more basketball in a moment. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Withstanding a quick start by Davenport North to suddenly take control of the ballgame.
I think sometimes when you get here to Wells Fargo, the nerves are there at the outset of the game, and it takes you a couple of times up and down the floor to get settled back in, and that's what happened for Dowling Catholic. I think they gave up a couple of opportunities for North to be able to score, and then they got settled in and have been on a pretty good run ever since.
Eliza Ramos missing the shot as she's come in for the first time. And the Maroons, who have outscored Davenport North by 17-4 since that quick 7-0 lead by the Wildcats, will once again fire, and the shot by Zedeker won't go, and the offensive rebound is put in by Heller. Marin Heller with her first basket.
Yeah, Heller just hanging around and was right there, let everybody else battle for it. They tipped it over to her, and she got the easy look.
Ramos with the ball outside, but again decides not to shoot, as that's maybe outside of her range. The shot misfiring by Taylor, and a scrap for the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds by Ramos, and it will be Maroon basketball. Journey Houston, who had been out for a while, comes back into the lineup for Davenport North. Substitutions today brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Journey Houston, somebody to keep your eye on. She averages 19 points a ball game. Got 27 against Ankeny in the regional final. But so far today, she has been handcuffed by the Maroon defense. Takeaway that time. Took it away from Olsen. Little pump fake. Getting into the lane is Thompson. It's blocked.
Well, that was Zedeker that got up and blocked that one. Zedeker has a lot of length to her.
She does. Third block by the Maroons, first by Zedeker. Olsen sets up at the high post. Zedeker drives the lane. Ball slapped away from her and picked up by Journey Houston. Houston lead feed to Thompson, and Thompson has it batted out of bounds. Dowling doing a terrific job with their transition defense.
They are getting back and filling right in the middle of the lane and then stepping out to cover up. But you can see they get back, fill the middle, get the block.
Layla Tritton comes in for Dowling Catholic. Tritton, a starter who averages 7 points a game for the Maroons. From the three-point line, the shot won't go by Journey Houston, who scored just 2 thus far today.
Has a nice-looking jump shot, very smooth and confident, just off the mark, and she was left wide open. They need to get her some more looks that way.
Zedeker shoots a pass down low. Muller had it, batted away from her. Once again, the Maroons will inbound. And a foul called on the play, and it's against Journey Houston, and that'll be her first. To the line, Ellie Muller. Muller, a 20-point performance in the regional final against Iowa City West. She was 9 for 9 in that ball game.
She is a player that has really come on each and every game and has huge potential for this team as part of this young group of players, this core group of players for the Maroons.
Also made the varsity volleyball team as a freshman, so she could be one of those athletes that will have to make a decision down the road about what sport to pursue.
Well, I think so far as in her freshman year has excelled in both. So, and Coach Kristen Meyer thinks that maybe playing varsity volleyball has helped her with that transition and playing in front of crowds and that competition and the different level of being up at that varsity type of play.
Zedeker gets her first foul. Vine Burridge to inbound. She had a good ball game against Ankeny in the regional final as well, a double-double with 17 points and 11 rebounds.
They have some talent on this team, and you had mentioned it. They're 2 young teams out on the floor that I think we're going to see back at Wells Fargo over the next couple of years.
Frericks comes up with the rebound. Thus far, a very tough shooting day for Davenport North. And again, credit Dowling Catholic defense.
Again, and it's worth mentioning that there's 48 teams that are in 5A. They were at 46 in defensive categories and defensive statistics, and they decided we're going to hang our hat on defense, and they went on a 16-game winning streak.
Count the basket by Ellie Muller. Kara Taylor picking up the foul. So Muller, 8 points, 2 blocks, and 1 other shot affected, and she knocks down the free throw. She is a 73% free throw shooter, and again, just a freshman, but as you mentioned a moment ago, what promise she has.
She really does, and I have to believe that she's probably not done growing either. I understand that her dad is about 6'10". Her mom played for Dowling Catholic as well and is about 6'2" or 3", so she's got some potential to add a few more inches to that frame.
Well, that's good news for Kristen Meyer, the head coach at Dowling Catholic, who, by the way, is working her 8th state tournament game. 6 at Dowling, 2 at Nevada prior to that. And the rebound taken by Moore, and North just having a tough time getting anything to go down.
They are really struggling, 19% from the floor.
The officials confer and rule that it was deflected by Davenport North. So once again, with 1:22 to go in the first half, Dowling Catholic will inbound.
You mentioned that shooting, 4 of 22 for
Ouch.
Davenport North, and that's a tough way to start this first half.
It really is. A team that does not have a lot of state tournament experience. This is just their 2nd state tournament appearance as a school, and of course none of those players were on that team. It was here in 2016. Shot clock down to 7. Recognizing it is Julia Moore, so she takes it to the rack. Misses the shot, and the ball knocked out of bounds.
You got 1 second left on the shot clock, so it's a catch-and-shoot situation.
And again, you think maybe looking at the tallest player on the court, Muller, at this point. She's trying to get free. Instead, they go inside, and the shot won't go. So the shot clock violation gives Davenport North the ball with 58.5 left in the first half.
Davenport North needs a really good possession here. They need a solid possession. They need to get some points out of this.
Burridge averages 14. She has not scored. Houston averages 19. She's got 2. So here are a couple of players who average 33 points a game. Just 2 points for them thus far. Houston gives it up for Taylor. The skip pass is intercepted by Julia Moore. Moore coast to coast for the layup. Not this time. North comes the other way looking for an easy basket for Journey Houston, and they get one. There have not been many opportunities at a break. Maybe that was the first one for the Wildcats today.
Yeah, very, very few and far between any breakouts like that, but that was a good job of getting back initially in defensive transition to stop the run out of the Maroons.
Muller gets fouled by Houston. She will go to the line with 8.7 left to play in the first half.
When you look up and down the lineup for Davenport North, you've got 3 fouls on Burridge. You've got 3 fouls on McCorkle. Now I believe you have 2 fouls on Houston.
You are correct.
And that's something that they're going to have to adjust and figure out what they're going to do defensively in the second half.
One more for the 6'1" Dowling Catholic freshman, and she rolls that one in after missing the first. 7 seconds and counting. Houston leaves it off for the drive by Arnold, and Arnold can't score at the buzzer. And Dowling Catholic dominating the second quarter and opening a 14-point lead at halftime. Our halftime score, Dowling Catholic leading by a margin of 28-13. We'll be right back with more at halftime as you're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Slade's the place for you!
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
It's halftime in Wells Fargo Arena, with the Dowling Catholic Maroons trying to punch their ticket into the semifinals, along with 3 other teams that have already reached, and they lead Davenport North at the break 28-13. Now we'd like to take a moment to once again thank our title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau, for their support of the state basketball tournament. Earlier this week, Aaron Kirkley of the IGHSAU had the opportunity to speak with Iowa Farm Bureau President Brent Johnson and learn more about Iowa Farm Bureau's support of the IGHSAU and student athletes across the state.
Thanks for joining us for the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament. I'm Aaron Kirtley with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We hope you're enjoying all the competitive play that you're seeing here today. We're so thankful for those who support us and help us put on such great events, none of which are more important than our longtime partner, Iowa Farm Bureau, our proud title sponsor. Here with me today is Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us, Brent.
Thanks.
So we want to tell the viewers about the Iowa Farm Bureau and the support that you provide the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Why does the Iowa Farm Bureau invest in supporting the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union in all of our tournament games?
The Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for 18 years. We're thrilled to once again be a part of the state girls basketball tournament. But to us, it's so much more than just a basketball tournament. The athletes competing here today are among the nation's best and brightest student athletes who have a great work ethic and understand what it means to work as a team. We share the same values. Through hard work, our farmers are among the nation's best, not only in corn, hog, egg, and ethanol production, but also lead the nation in conservation. That's a lot to celebrate. And our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to honor both.
So your support for youth and education goes beyond the IGHSAU. What other support does Iowa Farm Bureau provide Iowa's youth?
Farm Bureau celebrates Iowa's youth in many different ways. Number one, Iowa Farm Bureau, we give our students across the state nearly $500,000 in scholarships every single year. And through our teacher supplement program, we've given teachers over $450,000 in supplies and money so that they can properly have their classrooms put together for their students. In conjunction with the Girls Union and the Boys Athletic Association, we're proud to sponsor the concussion insurance. You know, there's only 7 states that even offer that. And for the 4th year running, we provide that for those student athletes at no cost to their families so that they continue to compete at a high level. And most recently, we're really excited to announce that we've given the FFA Foundation $1 million so that they can support their local chapters and ag education across this entire state so that they know what the future of agriculture means to everyday Iowans.
The student athletes participating this year are taking home some pretty neat souvenirs from this tournament. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of our favorite programs is actually the Signature Ball program. And it's a great opportunity that every student competing here today gets to have one of those signature balls so that they can have their teammates, their coaches, and mentors sign this ball so that they can carry this memory forward for them long into the future.
Well, thanks again to our proud title sponsor, Farm Bureau, and for Brent for being with us today.
Yep.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
When you choose Delta Dental of Iowa, you set a chain of good in motion. Because we invest in your community. So whether you get your plan at work or purchase it through us, you get more than great dental and vision insurance. You make a difference for others. Choose Delta Dental for your smile, for your health, and for your community.
All right, Frank, the store is yours. See you Monday.
What do you think he does in there? Think it's risky? I forgot my phone. And now you know what happens on Sundays.
Dowling Catholic enjoying a 28-13 halftime lead over Davenport North. Fans' official state tournament merchandise is now available online. Time to get your smartphones out. Just scan the QR code on your screen now or visit IGHSAU.org to browse and customize your merchandise to match your style. Well, it's a 7-0 start for Davenport North, and then they wind up scoring only 6 points the rest of the half, and Dowling Catholic enjoys a 15-point halftime lead, Laura.
You know, a couple of things that you look at in the statistics category is the rebounding side of things, and Dowling Catholic has 10 offensive rebounds, a total of 24 rebounds to Davenport North's 12. And I think the other thing that kind of is a factor in this ballgame, Davenport North got into some foul trouble. They aren't very deep on that bench. Normally only play about 7 players. They've had to go a little bit deeper in this ballgame because they've had some players that are battling that foul issue. Going to be interesting to see how they adjust their game in the second half.
And now 2 of their starters have 3 fouls apiece. In McCorkle is 1, and the other would be Burridge. And then Journey Houston, their leading scorer, with 2 early fouls.
Yeah, the key components of this offense for Davenport North in foul trouble. And so you don't want to really overemphasize it if you're the Maroons, but you just want to make your players aware of the fact and just remind them that there are players out there on the floor that have 3 fouls. Maybe we go after them early on in this third quarter.
As we mentioned earlier, Dowling Catholic in the 16-game winning streak has held opponents below 50 points in every game.
And that has just become a mindset for them, and that, I think, is their own internal challenge with this team, is that they want to be the best defensively that they can be, and they are showing that they're doing that here against a very potent offense in Davenport North.
Well, the second half's coming up, and we'll be right back with more basketball. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Slade's the place for you!
Living your best life means something different to everyone, especially when it comes to healthcare. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care. We are here for you with one team of experts, providing access to the primary care and highly rated specialty care you need, easily and conveniently. So go ahead, live your best life. We're with you every step of the way. Mercy One, your best life, our one purpose.
With Laura Leonard, Larry Morgan back at halftime, where the Dowling Catholic Maroons on a commanding 28-13 lead over Davenport North as we prepare to start the second half.
You know, and a lot of times at halftime you go back, you check your keys to the ball game and what you need to do, and you know, one of the things two of the things for Davenport North that they need to adjust was manage the foul situation. They're really going to have to manage it here in the second half and defend the dribble drive. They allowed Zedeker to put the ball on the floor and get inside. That drew the defense, and she was able to dish off to Muller. And then, you know, Dowling get that help side defense. I think they've done a really good job of that and get to the free throw line. They certainly have gotten to the free throw line here in this ball game. They're there 13 times so far in the first half.
Zedeker and Muller combining for 22 of the Maroons' 28 first half points.
What a nice boost off the bench, though, for the Maroons with Muller coming in.
Muller, as we mentioned, off the bench with a couple of blocks as well. So play starts in the third quarter and then stops as the official getting called over to the scorer's table.
Well, that's because we have a 35-second shot clock. There we go.
There we go. Tim Osterhaus, Brian Abel, and Benjamin Applegate are the men in the striped shirts today.
doing a great job.
Always a great honor for a man who's an official or a woman who's an official to get into the state tournament.
You know, and just take a second to say they're always looking for great officials and want to build that pool up of young men and women that want to get and stay in the game and do it by officiating. And you can talk to the people at the Iowa Girls Athletic Union, and they will get you pointed in the right direction.
With 4 on the shot clock, Moore buries a 3.
Patient offense, patient set, moved the ball around, and then got the opening they were looking for.
So Davenport North now in a situation they got to score a lot of points in a hurry. McCorkle brings it to the top for Burridge. Burridge gets the screen from Houston. Comes to Thompson. Thompson trying to break down Tritton. Nice execution that time, gets Journey Houston the basket.
Yeah, nice back cut, and they, again, a patient set by both of these teams to start this third quarter. Good back cut and good read by Houston to find the opening.
And that turnover will give the Wildcats a chance to score the first 2 baskets of the second half for them. Actually, one of the first 2 baskets. Dowling Catholic had the 3, of course. But that's, if you're Davenport North and if you're Paul Rucker, you probably told your team you're not going to get them back all at once, but we can get them back.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a whole second half, and so if you just stay within the game plan, what you talked about at halftime, work to get open, don't force things, and go back to the game that you normally play, you're going to be able to get back into this ball game.
Rucker has an expression talking about how young his team is and how it takes a while to develop, and he says, we're a crock pot, we're not a microwave.
I love that, and I totally, because I like cooking in the crock pot.
Oh, of course.
So I totally get that analogy. I mean, it just takes time to build something up to be very, very good, and that's what they're doing. They're a young team. They're just getting better and simmering and doing great things each and every day, and that's such a great analogy because he has built something. He's there and has got the talent and the players to make it continue to grow.
That last foul, by the way, on Journey Houston, so she becomes the 3rd starter for the Wildcats with 3 fouls.
And when you're that player and you've picked up that foul, you know that you do have to alter a few things, but hey, she's not giving up. She was right in there battling for that loose ball.
Speaking of battling for the loose ball, a great example of it right there. And taking it to the rack to score is Divine Burridge, her first basket in the ball game.
Really nice move, good control as she went up, didn't run into anybody, avoided contact, and got it off the glass.
Maroons by 15. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. North trying to slow down the Maroons, but that's not been easy to do. Shot clock goes inside 10.
No, and they're in a zone, and so now the Maroons are playing out on the perimeter, passing it out and around, not really taking the ball inside, trying to find and battle the interior of the zone.
Muller and Heller back in for Dowling Catholic, and these substitutions today being brought to you by IMT Insurance. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and they will not get a shot away.
I don't think they were aware after the ball went out of bounds and didn't take a peek at that shot clock. Didn't get set up for a quick trigger.
Just saw Kristen Meyer on the bench for Dowling Catholic. What a career she's had. 123 wins, 49 losses, 8 state tournament appearances, the drive, and the basket.
Yep.
Nice move by Kara Taylor.
And slowly but surely, they're getting that offense to work. They're moving without the ball. They're getting the cuts. And defensively, the Maroons are playing behind, are not getting out in front and rerouting them when they cut.
Moore with her second foul. McCorkle now has her first 3 points in the ball game.
And they're coming out to trap, changing things up, just altering that look defensively.
Here's Muller looking around, nobody to pass to, so she finds Zedeker looking for three. Muller gets her hand on it but can't control it, and the ball goes to Davenport North. Still a lot of time for the Wildcats, who have cut what was one time a 16-point lead in this half down to 12.
They've gotten some good possessions. They've worked the ball around, not trying to force anything.
And they take it to the rack and they score. Burridge on the basket.
And Burridge, just right from the beginning, as soon as she crossed half-court line, she sized it up and took it right inside.
Baseline lob from Muller, too strong. Rebound, Burridge. Lead feed, McCorkle. It runs the rim and comes out. Tough break for Davenport North.
Boy, they had an easy bucket there, but they got back in defensive transition, bothered that shot, thought it was going to roll in, but comes off the rim.
They had a chance to cut it to single digits, this deficit of theirs. And here's a foul by McCorkle, and that's going to be a big one. That is number 4 on the freshman guard.
Now, they were coming out on those passes to the wing, coming out with an easy trap. They weren't really full pressure trapping on that, but stuck out a knee and gets called for the foul.
Demia Clark now comes in to take the place of McCorkle. So she just completes that big three-point play and then draws a crucial foul. Marin Heller holds the ball high. Nice pass down low to Muller. Can't finish, gets her own rebound. Gets tied up by a bunch of Davenport North players as they go crashing to the floor.
Well, I thought as Muller brought that ball down, I thought Houston had gotten in there and tied her up, but they're calling a foul.
Yeah, I didn't think there'd be a foul called either, but there is. Houston out and Maya Arnold in. And a timeout is taken with 3:36 left to go in the third quarter. The Maroons' one-time 18-point lead here in this quarter has been shaved to 10 with 3:36 left to play in the third quarter. We'll be right back with more basketball. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
We are back at Wells Fargo Arena with Dowling holding at 1 point an 18-point lead of 31-13, but having been outscored 9-1 since then to make it a 10-point game.
Well, Davenport North has changed some things up defensively, causing some problems, making it very difficult for the Maroons to run the offense the way they did in the first half.
Done a good job bottling up Zedeker, who scored 12 in the first half and has not yet scored in the second half. Zedeker with the ball now. Moore looks for Zedeker. Zedeker makes a move into the paint. And the ball knocked away from her as stepping forward and hoping to get a charge and spreading her hands and saying, why didn't I get a charge, is Kara Taylor.
Yeah, a couple of her teammates are saying and looking at the officials saying, hey, she had her feet planted.
Inbounds feed comes to Ava Zedeker, the 5'10 sophomore who's done such a great job for the Maroons this year. Zedeker being shouted on the defense by Houston. Shot clock is at 3, and it's a turnover by Dowling Catholic. And Davenport North can cut it to a single-digit deficit for the first time since very early in the first quarter. Coming off the weave, the shot by Burridge won't go, and Muller's there for the rebound. The 6'1 freshman getting some valuable playing time on the court here at Wells Fargo Arena. The floater won't go by Moore. And again, the Wildcats can cut it to single digits. The kick off the baseline, the shot for the three ball will not go.
Boy, they have just struggled from the outside. They've had their opportunities, couldn't get any shots to fall, and Zedeker goes hard to the floor. They're letting them play.
Beg your pardon?
They're letting them play.
They are. I thought sure maybe something would be called there.
Right.
Zedeker thought something should have been called there.
She tried
Did
that.
you see she's a little shaken up?
Yeah, that little step through, that little Euro step, maybe got the feet tangled, incidental, and went to the floor.
By Burridge into the offensive end for Davenport North. Just their third opportunity to cut the 10-point Dowling lead. And again, the shot falls awry, and Zedeker grabs the rebound. 3-on-2, maroon break, and it is broken up by Taylor.
Taylor really hustling hard. She runs the floor hard in transition, and that's what they like about her. She goes end line to end line.
Ramos in for Davenport North, and coming back in for Dowling is Moore. Substitutions today brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. And the shot knocked down on a good, well-executed inbounds play. Julia Moore gets the basket.
Just came around from the opposite side, around some traffic. Got a good inbound pass and got it off the glass. And I think kind of a smart move by Kristen Meyer, getting Heller and Zedeker out of this lineup, buying them a little bit of extra time, a little extra breathing time to rest and relax before you start that fourth quarter.
Yeah, that basket by Moore was only the second basket in the third quarter for Dowling Catholic, and she has both of them. Julia Moore picking up the foul, sending Ryan Thompson to the free throw line. Thompson knocked down her first two free throws of the game, misfiring on that one. Thompson, a really good three-point shooter. 80% of her shots come from the three-point line. Has hit 44 of them, but none of them today. And it rolls in. Dowling Catholic with an 11-point lead.
Well, I thought I was being a coach and thinking you get Zedeker a little extra rest, and she's right back out on the floor with 1:30.
Well, it was a little bit of rest. Takeaway by Ramos, but it's picked up by Moore. Moore gets it inside to Heller. Count it, and she will go to the line. A Muller with the basket, her first of the second half.
Nice advantage that they have in the middle with Muller. She's got that long reach, and you can just lob it up there for her to go up after it, and she powers it up.
Kira Taylor with her second foul. Ellie Muller with a dozen points. And the rebound is cleared by Maya Arnold. Arnold has a relative who plays for the top-ranked team in the country in women's basketball, South Carolina. Bree Beal, a relative of hers.
And is a pretty prominent part of that South Carolina team.
And that South Carolina team is pretty good.
Hey, if you heard after LSU played South Carolina, Kim Mulkey said it's South Carolina and the rest of us.
Used to be they'd say that about UConn.
Yeah.
Shot clock is down to 5. North has to hurry. Here's the drive with the shot clock at 1. Dowling's defense, which has been good most of the day, made a miscue there. And suddenly, it's back to an 11-point game.
And Taylor, awareness of where the clock was, put it on the floor and slices through the defense.
Final half minute of the quarter. Shot won't go by Moore. Scramble on the floor for it, and they've called a tie ball, and the alternating possession will give it to the Wildcats.
A good hustle going after that 50-50 ball. First of all, Moore did a really nice job after she shot it. Followed that shot, got inside the defense, almost was able to pull that offensive rebound, but North claps down on it and caused the tie-up.
Pretty big possession because this would make it a single-digit deficit for Davenport North if they're able to score. But instead, they get a backcourt violation, and now Dowling Catholic has a chance to extend the lead with 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Just went right through Ramos's hands into the backcourt.
Olsen in for Frericks. So this becomes a pretty important play for Dowling Catholic, trying to extend the lead to more than the current 11. It's Zedeker with an open look, and she drills it. Zedeker hits just prior to the buzzer, her first basket of the second half, but it's a big one because it gives her team the lead as we go to the fourth quarter. The officials are going to discuss before we go whether or not the shot beat the buzzer. I thought it did. What do you think?
I think it did. I'm pretty sure that it did. They got her set up with the back screen, and she was able to make the dribble and put up that shot.
So it's Dowling Catholic by 13 as we head for the fourth. Right back with more basketball. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Proud to sponsor the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. Maroons turn it over, trying to convert. Davenport North, they trail by 13 as we begin the final quarter of regulation play. Can't get the job done. Zedeker comes out with a rebound. Zedeker left open for three. Fighting for the rebound is Moore. She's very aggressive inside, isn't she? And Zedeker rarely misses 2 threes in a row. She did not that time.
They left her wide open on both of them, and you're right, Moore is the one that kept that one alive. She is scrappy.
The Iowa Bankers Association proud to sponsor the Parade of Champions and the Iowa Student Achievement Award. Follow shot goes down, and a chance at a three-point play for Davenport North. Journey Houston goes to the line, looking for her 9th point. As Ellie Olson picked up the foul, her first. She will now check out, and back in is Lauren Ferricks. Houston, a highly touted sophomore with her 9th point. Player who they say can really score from any of the three positions. Mid-range is good, threes are good. And from outside, she has 24 threes this year, though has not really tried to hit an outside shot so far.
No, they have not really tried to get her set up on the perimeter.
Zedeker to the baseline, has the ball knocked away. It rolls out of bounds, and it will stay in the Dowling Catholic end. Dowling Catholic trying for their 17th win of the year, and this their 24th state tournament appearance. 3rd year they've been in a row under Kristen Meyer. Zedeker puts the shot down on a nice inbound play. That's the 2nd time on an out-of-bounds play the Maroons have converted.
And a breakdown for North on the interior to allow Zedeker to be that wide open and not get a hand in the passing lane or get a hand in the face of the inbounder.
Another block by Muller. That's her 3rd. Lead feed comes underneath, and the shot put up and around and out. I'm not sure how it didn't stay down by Julia Moore. She's probably surprised also. Moore again on the floor, scrapping for the loose basketball. She is scrappy, isn't she?
She does not give up at all when the ball's on the floor. There's a loose ball out there. You have to figure that Julia Moore is going to be around it.
A tie ball, and the possession arrow will give it to Davenport North. So they closed the gap to 13 and at one point to 11, but now it's grown back to 15 as Dowling Catholic tries to advance to the semifinals. They would face the top seed Pleasant Valley, a 43-28 winner over Valley, led by Hallie Weiss, 18 points. Earlier today, it was Ankeny Centennial downing Waterloo West, 59-51. Again, they will face Johnston in the semifinals with their 70-48 win over Southeast Polk. And there's a foul as driving to the basket and scoring Journey Houston. So Houston beginning to pick things up now here in the later stages of the game.
And there you got a little bit of a taste of what Journey Houston's game's all about. You could see the moves, good footwork, and what she can do when she gets the ball down low.
Lauren Frericks gets her third foul. Houston with a 6-point fourth quarter already and a 12-point game. Still plenty of time for Davenport North to make a run as they pull back to within a dozen. Marin Heller on the dribble, backs up, being watched by Mariah Thompson. McCorkle with her 4 fouls back onto the floor for Davenport North. Shot clock is at 10. Clinton gets it back on top with 5 seconds on the shot clock. They always look for Zedeker in this situation, and she misses with 1 on the shot clock. Muller scrapping for the rebound, and it's out of bounds off her, and it will be Davenport North ball.
Yeah, they were able to swing the ball around, find Zedeker open, couldn't convert, and a good battle for that rebound.
Timeout with 5:14 left to play in regulation, and Dowling Catholic up by a dozen. We'll be back with more in a moment as you're watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Five minutes, 14 seconds remain in the fourth quarter of the 5A quarterfinal matchup between Davenport North and Dowling Catholic. Dowling Catholic took a 4-point lead at the end of the quarter, stretched it to 15 at halftime, led by 13 after 3, and they find themselves up by a dozen with 5:14 to go.
Well, they need to stay within what they've been doing the entire game, and Davenport North needs to find that run. They need to have that big run to get back in striking distance here in this ball game. Still a lot of time left for them, and they made a little bit of a run to start the third quarter. Need to do that same kind of thing here.
And Journey Houston is really kind of taking things over right now offensively for the Wildcats and makes it a 10-point game.
And she's not holding back. She's not being intimidated, and she is in attack mode, and she knows that she needs to be that way, and the rest of her team needs to be that way.
Heller off the baseline for 3. Marin Heller, who during the regular season hit 17 three-pointers. That's her first today. She's got 5 off the bench and was a big one for the Maroons.
Yeah, she is a player that is their spark plug, and she's also a really good softball player, is going to get a lot of looks from Division I softball coaches.
Burge does a good job following up her own rebound. The shot put down by Thompson. It's a more aggressive Davenport North team of late than we've seen earlier in the game.
Yeah, I think they know sense of urgency has creeped into this team, and they're going to have to come out a little bit more aggressive defensively. I know they have foul trouble, but you can't hold anything back now just going under 4 minutes.
Houston and Burridge each play with 3 fouls, McCorkle with 4. Dowling Catholic has Frericks with 3, but nobody else in foul difficulty. Shot clock once again under 10. Here's Heller. Pulling up, firing, and not getting the roll. And the ball volleyballed around, and coming out with it is Heller. Zedeker to the baseline. Rolls it in.
We've seen variety of shots from Zedeker and what she can do with her offensive game, mid-range pull-up, long-range jumper, put it on the floor and take it to the hoop.
Zedeker coming from a really good basketball family. Her grandfather, Arnie, was an outstanding coach at Ames High back in the 70s, and then Cedar Rapids Kennedy took his team to 5 state tournaments in his career coaching boys basketball. Shot short by Frericks. Houston on a breakaway, and she gets fouled. So not wanting to give up the easy layup, Dowling committing the foul against Layla Trenton.
You know, I think that's the kind of game that Davenport North wanted to get going, see if they could control the boards, get the running game going. They've only been able to get those runouts and those fast break opportunities just a couple of times here in this ball game.
That's what coaches call easy baskets, but they haven't been there.
They haven't, and I think that's kind of how they play. They play that defense, they get out, they pressure, they get the turnovers, and get the runouts.
Couple of free throw misses by Journey Houston. And the Maroons try to pack points onto a 13-point lead. Zedeker for 3, in and out. The crowd groans as they thought that one was halfway down.
There's a couple of times we've seen shots that have rolled around and popped back out, and a nice take and a nice aggressive drive by Burridge.
Shut out in the first half. Burridge now with 6 here in the second half. And a timeout with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left to play. And we've got a break in the action. Back with more basketball in a moment as you watch the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Obsessively, relentlessly at your service. To me, it means being there 24/7, rain or shine, during storms, after storms.
Being a first responder to the community, to my customers.
Being there to get the customers back on and to see the smiles on their face.
To provide the kind of reliability that we can hold our heads high about.
And we want to keep our customers safe. Safety's first around here.
And that's rewarding.
Davenport North has a long way to come back and not much time to do with just 2:31 remaining.
Now, I think you're going to see some changes on the defensive end. They're going to be coming a little more aggressive, coming out after the Maroons and seeing if they can force some turnovers and score off of those turnovers.
They are not a good three-point shooting team, just 29% from three-point range. So that's not something that's probably in their game plan to try to get back in it.
No, and they're a team that is dribble drive, try to get the traditional three-point play, go inside, get that contact, and finish hard at the rim.
So pressure applied by the Wildcats as they go inside 2.5 minutes, and Zedeker, who has 21 points, brings it ahead. This is Heller, done a terrific job off the bench for the Maroons. Between Heller and Muller, great bench play today from Dowling Catholic.
They have gotten a big lift off the bench, and that's, I think, what they expect for those two players to do when they come in, provide a little bit of a spark.
Moore tries to slip a pass inside to Olsen, deflected and stolen by North. Kira Taylor tries to take it coast to coast, and she draws a foul.
And that's what they're going to have to do, put it into overdrive and drive hard to the hoop.
Olsen gets the foul. Taylor only a 50% free throw shooter. And that's been a problem because she gets more free throws than anybody else on the Wildcat team. So as she looks forward to her senior year, that's something she's going to want to really improve upon.
You know, and that's where you get better, is after the season's done, take a little time off and then get back to work and look to see where you need to make improvement in your game. And if it's at the free throw line, if it's shooting three-pointers, if it's ball handling, whatever, you get into the gym and you work on those things.
A 10-point game with 1:55 to go. And if you are in a situation of wanting to foul Dowling Catholic, that's not a good proposition either. They are a 75% free throw shooting team.
And they get to the line, and you could see that McCorkle was saying, hey, I fouled him. I stopped the clock, and she reached out and didn't get the call right away, but They had a 1 to give.
It's only the 5th team foul against Davenport North. Zedeker, nice baseline feed as the shot put up by Muller, blocked out of bounds by Burridge.
They have been able to thread the needle when the defense comes and collapses down and find Muller on the block.
So you got two teams here, one with great state tournament experience, 24th year for Dowling Catholic. Davenport North, just the third 20-win season in their history. So they've had a great year, but it might be drawing to a close here as it's the 23rd point of the afternoon for Zedeker.
You know, sometimes your team has not been to the state tournament, only their second chance to get to the state tournament here that they're playing, and you know, you build on that. And this is a young team, so you get that experience of being on this floor. It's going to make this group hungry, ready to come back, and they've got the talent and the players to be able to do that, to be able to make multiple trips back to Des Moines in March.
The Maroons are going to use the timeout with 1:19 left to play. So get a chance now, Remy, to look at the semifinal pairings because we've got some good games coming up in the semifinals. The winner of this ball game will take on Pleasant Valley. That will be the second game of the semifinals, as it will be 11:45 on Thursday. In the upper bracket, it's Johnston and Ankeny Centennial. The Dragons, one loss against Ankeny Centennial.
You know, that's going to be a good matchup. I think both semifinals are going to be a good matchup. And, you know, they say defense wins championships, and I think the team that has the best defense on the floor is going to be finding their way into that championship game on Friday night.
So Johnston and Ankeny Centennial tip off at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning, and that'll be followed by this matchup between Pleasant Valley and most likely the Dowling Catholic Maroons.
They can hang on, and, you know, Davenport North is going to make a go of it here this last minute 19 to see if they can get some quick turnovers and convert those turnovers into points.
And again, they've got a couple of fouls yet to give before they can put the Maroons on the free throw line. Zedeker races past the defense. They don't guard her, and she scores.
Yeah, they did a nice job of press break right there. Got the ball into Muller, and she fed a cutting Zedeker who went the entire length.
Burridge on the miss, and the rebound taken by Heller. And then she gets fouled, and that's only the 6th against Davenport North. So on the next one, the Maroons will go to the free throw line. Dowling about to go to 20-4 and win their 17th ball game in a row, heading for the 5A semifinals on Thursday morning. Zedeker looks in against the Burridge defense. The time has run out for the Wildcats. Open look off the baseline. Won't go by Moore.
And they give up the offensive rebound, and now the Maroons can just pull it out and use the entire clock.
3-second differential between the shot clock and the end of the ball game. The 4th seed Maroons about to knock off the 5th seed Davenport North Wildcats. Good crowd from Dowling Catholic across the way. Rises to their feet. And that shot is off. The rebound by Muller. Her follow shot won't go. The long rebound poked out to Frericks. And she'll hand it to Heller, and Heller will just back up on the dribble. And the Dowling Catholic Maroons make it 17 wins in a row with a 52-38 victory over Davenport North.
Well, the change that they made mid-season to really concentrate and take their defense seriously has paid off for them as they've put in another great defensive performance and gotten a lot of great offensive production off the bench for them in this ball game.
Holding a Davenport North team averaging 66 points to 38.
And that's a pretty solid defensive effort. Really shut them down and shut their two top scorers down for most of this ball game. And that's something that they can hang their hat on. They are playing with a lot of confidence right now and a team that is hot at the right time.
Let's head over now to the public address announcer for the awards presentation.
Or for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medallions, each participating player will receive a commemorative basketball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU are Gary Ross and Gene Berger. Congratulations to head coach Paul Rucker and the Davenport North Wildcats on the completion of an outstanding basketball season. And now, Julia Moore will advance her team on to the next bracket. Dowling Catholic fans, your team advances to the semifinals and will play Pleasant Valley on Thursday at 11:45.
So as mentioned, the 5A semifinal field is set. As we went over them a moment ago, it should be a really good set of basketball games Thursday morning.
We knew that the quality of 5A basketball in the state of Iowa was really, really top-notch, and we're seeing some of those teams here at Wells Fargo Arena, and so it's going to be a really fun Thursday in those semifinals.
Dowling Catholic with a 52-38 victory. Virtually half of their points came from Ava Zedeker. She got 25 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, and let's throw in 3 assists to that. Got the free throw line 6 times as well. So Ava Zedeker really had a nice ball game. And how about Ellie Muller with 12 points and 7 rebounds off the bench? That was a nice lift.
I was thinking about that, and then Heller added another 3, so that's 15 off the bench for Dowling Catholic. So you add the 25 of Zedeker, the 15 off the bench, and that was a great combo today for the Maroons.
It was, and they don't. We said it. They don't go very deep, but everybody that got into the ball game helped in one way or another.
Journey Houston trying to bring her team back. 8 points in the fourth quarter. Winds up with 14 to lead the Wildcats.
6 rebounds as well, but I think she was saddled with foul trouble most of the game. Had to alter the way that she played, and that took its toll.
And so that's the story from Wells Fargo Arena. On behalf of our color analyst, Laura Leonard, and our producer, Devin Taylor, and all of us here in Des Moines, I'm Larry Morgan, and thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2023 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.